What's going on, everybody? New video, MTXL time. So, the MTXL is on the table because, well, the MTXL needs a clutch. And the reason the MTXL needs a clutch is over the summer, my son was using his Power Wheels in the backyard. Now, it ran out of battery. Whatever. Figures, you know. And he was going up my backyard, which has a little incline. Now, instead of just pushing it, I had the MTXL out, so I decided to put the MTXL behind this, 30, 40 pound Power Wheels with my 40 pound son. So I was having the MTXL push 70 plus pounds up a hill. It did it, but then when it got done, all I smelt was burnt clutch. Now, mind you, it's gone months on that clutch. But I've been noticing that it engages higher. So anyway, I recently installed, I had the engine bolted, didn't just pull out, new clutch carrier, Bartolone Racing clutch carrier. I was going to go turbo racing, but it was only for the DBXL because of the way the cage goes on. So I opted to go with the Bartolone Racing, and now that I see it and have it on the truck, I do like it. But when I installed it, I noticed that the clutch was gone. So back to DDM, package came in today, and inside of this dust package. Now, this is why I really order from DDM. It's the mints. Who cares about the products? Send me mints. I got a bunch of those. And, of course, you got to get your sticker. Fill up my the drawer in one of my toolboxes with DDM stickers. So, inside, new clutch. This is a Chung Yang. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, this is a Chung Yang engine, 29cc Chung Yang. Here's the thing. When I'm buying clutches, now this is just my take. Everyone has their own choice. Even with my 5T. My 5T has a Zenoa in it. When I put the Zenoa in the 5T, and I put the whole thing back together. When I put the clutch on, the clutch was binding on the clutch bell. I actually had to shave down the front part of the clutch, like right by the shoes. Actually sticks out a little further. And with all Chung Yang engines, like Losi vehicles, the DBXL and MTXL 5T, whatever, they use a shortened clutch carrier. HPI Bajas that they don't. I'm sorry, I missed track. They don't need a shortened clutch. So I noticed with whenever I'm ordering a clutch for my 5T or my MTXL or whatever, I always get a clutch that's meant for a CY because it's not as wide as a Zenoa clutch, and that way you don't have to sit there and shave it down. So that's why I ended up going with the Chung Yang style clutch. Another thing is this was DDM's deal of the day, so I got the clutch, and also because I liked when the clutch wore down, I liked how it was revving a little higher. And the stock clutch spring is 6,000. Is a 6,000 clutch spring. So I also purchased some 8,000 high RPM clutch springs. So I'll replace it from 6,000 to 8,000 RPM. So with that said, that is the video, little update, little here and there. And actually, you know what? Hell, while we're here, let's just do an install video. What the hell? So we'll just when I get the tools out, I already got the truck ripped apart. So why not? So, engine's already out. Don't forget to get your, I have to say, I really do like this clutch carrier. I mean, it is a nice piece versus the stock plastic unit. Just much, much better. Now, there's two ways you can do this. You can do it the easy way, or you can do it the hard way. If you're doing it by hand, you take the spark plug out, take a piston stop, put it in there. However, if you do decide to use a piston stop, you've got to be really, really careful with the piston stop. I mean, you could do more damage to your engine if you just kind of half-ass it and just go gung-ho. You can do, again, way more damage than good by using. So in this demonstration, I'm going to do it because unfortunately not everybody has access to impact drivers and things like that. And the problem with using impact drivers, you could break bolts. So we'll just do it the easy way. I'm just going to pull the spark plug out. Set the spark plug aside. And also, if you guys have fifth scale cars, you need a piston stop and a flywheel puller. I mean, at one point, you're gonna need them. I mean, this is, if you change your clutch housing or whatever, you need a flywheel puller. They're not expensive. Just, you need them. And basically, in case you guys don't know, all a piston stop is just literally, it's like the end of a spark plug with a shaft that this touches the piston. And again, you can't just jam it in there because you can break things. So you just gotta be careful. I'm gonna thread this in. And then just kind of turn it. Obviously, we're gonna be taking the, just basically turn it. So right as you can see, we're locked in. Excuse me. Of course, because take your little T-handle. Oh man, that thing is in there. Okay, you can get it out. There's one. Oh, there's two. A little crazy with the Loctite there, Losi. This is the original clutch for the truck, by the way. And another thing I will show you guys, most of you guys are very, very familiar with this, but, there might be some people that, they don't know. There's two washers. So, pull this clutch out. So you have, his clutch is done. Completely done. Alright. So you have two washers. You have your thin, more like a spacer than a washer. This goes on first. And then this washer, very important, this goes behind the clutch. So this would go through the clutch, and then this would go behind it, just spacing it out. All right. Let's pop this package open. And you could see, I mean, number one, this spring is completely worn out. Make sure it focuses here. Here's the clutch. That's the old clutch. There is nothing left versus the new clutch. Big difference. Bottom line, don't push your son up the hill with the MTXL. So what we're going to do, new clutch. I'm going to pop open our bag. And we're going to change out the spring. It's going to take take it out. Now, there are easier ways to do this, but it's kind of man up and just push together. And now, got rid of the 6,000 RPM spring. Now you have the 8,000 RPM spring. And basically what this is going to do, it's going to let the clutch engage at a much higher RPM. The purpose of doing that is kind of get your engine up into the revs. It almost lets the engine build power before engaging the wheels. Again, the way I drive this truck is I beat the hell out of this truck. It's almost nice. So we'll see how this goes. The stock spring was a 6,000, but the clutch was just so warm, it had to go out so far. So I kind of want that feel again. So we'll see how it goes. Now, if it doesn't work well, it doesn't work well. Then I'll go back to the 6,000. Another thing, when you put your clutch on, very important with the orientation, there's arrows on the outside of the clutch. The arrows have to be on the outside. They show the direction of it. So you got your shim washer. So that goes on first. Then you slide your clutch out, your bolt for the clutch, and then the washer goes on the back. Very important that this stays on the back. Don't lose that. So slide it on. Now, again, this is personal preference. Some people do it, some people don't. I always use a little bit of Loctite. The only thing that I do not put Loctite on these trucks is when I put it on when I'm installing the magneto. That's the only time that I do not use Loctite. I choose not to. I don't know why, but I've never had a problem. Now this is where it becomes a little bit challenging to do this. So see, I already dropped the washer. So just to make my life a little easier, I'm just going to turn this engine away from you guys for 1 second. Whew. Okay, turn against it, and that's pit stop. Lock it down. And then we're going to take our lovely clutch carrier by Bartolone Racing. Slide that guy on there. Everything seats nice. Again, personal preference. I use blue Loctite on everything except for my exhaust studs that I put on. I use exhaust studs. I do not use bolts. I find it easier. Both my Baja and my 5T run the MIP studs. On my MTXL, it's actually running the studs that are provided by Losi, which actually do a fairly good job. And in case you're wondering what that noise in the background is, it's my cat trying to come down into the basement, but he doesn't know whether he wants to go up or down. So right now he's going to stay down because we're almost done with this video. I'll just get my gun. I have it set to a low choke setting, so, and then I'll just give it the beans. Alright, in case you guys are wondering, this is the Losi tuned pipe for the 5T. Works great, absolutely great on this truck. Really, really wakes it up very nicely. The next thing I was going to do to this truck, well, I had it out, but I opted against it, was I wanted to re-gear it. Oh, very important. Make sure you take your piston stop out. Take your piston stop out. I want to re-gear the truck. Right now, it's currently stock, 15 pinion, 67 spur. I was going to go absolutely crazy because right now this truck it's very, very good out of the hole, but it just lacks in top end. And I don't want this truck to be a race truck. It's a monster truck. It's a hill climber. It's a basher. It's run other trucks over, you know, little electric ones that get in my way. Just kidding, but no. We're just having fun with it. So I don't want it to be like a speed demon, but right now it tops out, you know, 30 to 32 miles an hour. And I'd like to get it to, you know, 35, 36. So I was thinking, at first I was like, oh, I'll just put the stock gear in it from the 5T, which was a 19 tooth, because I'm like, oh, this truck's got plenty of power out of the hole. But I know the second, if I put a 19 tooth in it from the 5T, this thing's going to be a dog. I mean, that's jumping up 4 teeth. It's too much. I mean, if I put a bigger engine in this thing, and that day might come, then who knows? Maybe it can handle a 19. But I think for now, I might try going up 2 teeth just to try. Maybe go to a 17 and just kind of play around with it to see how it goes. I don't want to lose the torque that this thing has. I like the ability that it climbs. And again, this truck is pretty much stock. Like, the only thing I have to it, which I have the Losi aluminum servo saver arm. I have the Bartolone Racing clutch carrier, and I have the Losi tuned pipe. And the only other thing that I've done to the truck to alter it from stock was I changed my diff oils. I believe it was 50,000 weight all the way around. I'm running 100,000 in the front, 200,000 in the rear, and I run $1 million in the center. To try to really have this thing act like a monster truck. And like literally, this truck climbs hills effortlessly. And the one time that I snapped my front dog bone, it was still able to go. It was able to move this almost 40-pound behemoth on just the back tires with a diff in the middle because of the heavy diff oil that I was running. But this was really just showing you guys, you know, the clutch that I got. But I ended up doing a full clutch installation, so hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm trying not to make this video too long. But for all that, I'm not going to bolt the engine back in because, you know, again, that's just, you know, whatever, just time consuming and setting up opinion meshes and things like that, and it is what it is. But for that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my MTXL. It now has a nice new clutch in it. This guy is destined for the bin because, I mean, even the spring on this thing was totally shot. I mean, this clutch was on its last leg. So with that said, we'll see you all later. And if I'm not mistaken, the stock clutch spring in the Zenoa was a 6,000 RPM. If it is, which I'm pretty sure it is, I'm going to change my Baja to an 8,000 RPM spring because, again, I want the launch. And if I don't like the way this thing is on the 8,000 RPM spring, then I'll change it back to the factory 6,000, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you later. Bye, guys.